how does it feel to be sitting there now holding Paris's hand after all you've been through?
It's the best feeling ever, but it's also mixed with a lot of other emotions that I'm trying to work through.
We were saying last week when the story first broke, to the astonishment of most people, to be honest, most people were absolutely astonished that you were in this position. At that point, it was looking as if not only were you looking at a big fine, but up to 5 years in jail there. And you would have known that. It must have been, you must have gone, you must have not slept for the last 5 weeks with that hanging over you.
I know. I was literally in isolation. I didn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was in turmoil. I didn't understand what was going on, why this was happening to me, and I was trying to find reasons, and I just...
To be clear, you'd gone there to Dubai to pay your respects.
Yes.
At the grave of your husband,
Paris and I,
who died very suddenly.
Yes.
And you'd gone there to pay respects. You'd been reconciled with him after the divorce and all the rest of it. So, did you know the moment you landed and you were going through immigration and customs, did you sense that they were waiting for you, that there was something about to happen?
I had absolutely no idea whatsoever. But I mean, absolutely. It was just... I mean, actually, when we were at passport control and the lady looked at my passport and she went and got another gentleman, I thought maybe it's to do with the visa, because I'd lived, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine what would follow.
You said they were very aggressive. You said they were very aggressive with you, weren't they? Sorry.
Yeah. Obviously, by the time we went to the immigration police, I was very upset. I was scared. I was very mindful that Paris was with me as well, and it was late. We arrived at 8 o'clock, and I was crying. I was distressed. They wanted me to go to a police station to make my statement, but they weren't allowed to take Paris with them. So they wanted me to call someone to come and take Paris away, and I was just, no, I don't know anyone here who's going to do that, and I'm not going to be separated from my daughter.
And Paris, what did you make of all this? Were you even aware of the crime that your mum... So the crime, just to be clear to people, is during the divorce, which was bitter at the time, back in 2016, you called the new woman in your ex-husband's life a horse. Were you aware of that? Were you aware of what was happening?
No, I wasn't aware, but what I was aware of is that my mum was both my parents were going through a very unamicable divorce, but never did I think that some sort of social mishap had occurred.
No.
It was such a shock to me. I didn't think anything of it when we were pulled to the side at the airport.
When you got home, after your mum was arrested and they took her passport away, and you decided it was best for her to be back here with family, you wrote this amazing letter to the Dubai authorities, which is... Did you write that all by yourself?
I did.
It was an extremely mature letter.
Thank you.
Do you think it might have made a difference?
I'm not quite sure. I didn't really hear anything of it, that it had made a difference, but I do like to hope that it did.
Well, you were asking for her to have her passport back and to come home, but it was very respectful, I thought, as a letter. You phrased it beautifully. You must be very proud of her when you heard about that, because it was the kind of thing that an experienced lawyer would have done.
I still am extremely proud of Paris. I'm very overwhelmed by her. She's been amazing throughout all of this. The strength that she's shown, the resilience, and, for me, the most painful decision that I really had to make was...
Send her home.
Yes, yeah. It was, but that was after the 12 hours in the police station the night before.
And you wanted her to be safe. Yeah. I mean, looking back from a very different perspective now than when you wrote the post on your Facebook, do you regret it?
I was left with no money. I was suffering from severe depression. I had to represent myself in court. I was in a very, very bad place in my life. And that post was on my Facebook. It was directed, at Pedro. I was hurt, I was upset, and
people say things when the divorce is out. They do. They say things that they shouldn't say.
For me to say horse, it just wasn't... It didn't...
Well, you didn't issue any threats.
No.
I mean, it wasn't
No.
an aggressive post.
No.
It was just
No.
insulting, basically. And
Although
as you say, you made it on your own
It was on my own.
page.
It was directed to...
When it was explained to you at the police station, once you'd been arrested, when it was explained to you why you were sort of under lock and key, that you'd broken the law there, even though you posted the thing here in the UK, could you sort of understand it, or did it seem to... Because to most of us here, it seemed preposterous that you should be arrested for something like that, given that you hadn't done it in Dubai.
No, I didn't. And also, there's a lot behind that, the fact that, you know, a Dubai number, one of the first things the police officer said to me, even before I started to make my statement, was that you've been blacklisted. And I kind of looked at him and I said, why have I been blacklisted? Because we couldn't get in touch with you. So a Dubai number was given as my contact.
I see.
Right. So just to be clear, though, for everybody to understand, there have been other accusations about your behaviour, haven't there? That, in fact, that you were harassing your ex-husband, that you called his employers at some point, that actually this wasn't just one post, it was connected to other behaviour. What's your thoughts about that?
Again, I have to say that I was not harassing Pedro right up till the moment that he passed away. I mean, that is just so far from the truth. In fact, he appeared on our doorstep last year. He came into the flat. He spent hours with us. We all talked. He took Paris out to supper on 2 consecutive nights. And we have, you know, that was our last memory of him, and it was a good one. We were
So
all
you
talking.
had made up and moved forward.
We were talking.
And you were never officially accused of doing anything other than those two posts.
No, absolutely
The
not.
obvious question, are you going to go back ever to Dubai?
You know, the way that everything happened, you know, we went there to pay our respects for him. We went there for Paris. Sorry.
I know Paris is very
and
emotional.
I just feel that, you know, we didn't have a chance to make that peace with him that we needed, and especially for Paris. So they haven't stopped me from... I can go back, you know, so I can go back whenever I want to.
And you will you?
And we will, because we need to pay our respects to Pedro.
Well, that's a very brave thing to say.
Yeah, but it's something that I have to do, and I have to do it for
Paris,
my girl.
you've been through so much and you've been so brave, and I can see how emotional you are now, but I'm sure you've been a huge support to your mum, and you will continue to support each other, I'm sure. Well, it's wonderful to talk to you this morning, back here,
Safe and sound.
together.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
Thank you so much.
Nightmare's
Lovely to
over.
speak to you.
It's over.
Thank you so much.